telling stories. So, hence the new name, Stories with Pip. You know, today, for the first time, I had an I feel old moment. 10 years ago, on January 20th, 2006, High School Musical premiered. I was in the 5th grade, and for anyone else in my generation that's watching will understand and relate to me. It was a very important year because during 5th grade, I remember watching this High School Musical, and it was the first time I was taken away with a phenomenon. I watched it, and I watched Troy Bolton, and I fell in love, and I came out to my mom when she came home from work that day with the most serious look on my face, asking her, "Do you think I'll ever get to meet Zac Efron?" Well, since then, I started my Troy Bolton crazy time span, posters all over my room. It was Pepto-Bismol pink. I was 10 years old, and along me with how many other girls in the world wanted to marry Troy Bolton, who is also Zac Efron. So from there, I had birthday parties, and I remember when the 3rd movie came out, when they were graduating high school, me with all my middle school friends, we went to the movie theater, and there were 6 girls, and we sat there in the row, and oh my gosh, we watched, and they did the High School Musical, and the very last scene, they're walking out to the High School Musical song, and then they drop the curtain, and the High School Musical banner drops, and they all look at it, and they point, and they do the High School Musical jump in the air, and they take the picture. And just like that, 10 years ago, High School Musical premiered. This morning, I actually went over about an hour from where I live. My cousin Nicole, she is in the 3rd grade, and I went to eat lunch with her in the cafeteria before I head back to school. And as I was in there and sitting with this high school cafeteria, you know, I know some people would say that I blend in quite well. Ha, 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 get the humor. But I was talking to the girls, and we were talking about, like, what do they like to do, what's their favorite shows, and they both brought up High School Musical, Troy Bolton, and they don't know Troy Bolton by Zac Efron, they know him by Troy Bolton. So there I was in an elementary school room, lunchroom, eating Chick-fil-A, and then a girl had a birthday, and she passed out cupcakes, and I was looking at these 2 girls, and they were 9. My cousin's 9. Her best friend was 9. And, you know, I was 10 when High School Musical came out. So High School Musical is older than my cousin. And in which that was a moment of just, gosh darn it, I feel old. You know, we always say these things, oh, I feel old. You know, I'm a junior in college. I got 3 semesters left. I feel old. You know, I remember when High School Musical came out, the phone they used in the movie was a Razor, and that was the coolest phone to have. And I remember when it was a hot pink Razor was the cell phone to have, and I mean, now it's like, who has a Razor? But man, High School Musical just really, it was the start of something new. And I'm cliche and corny as heck, and that's probably one of the main reasons why the movie inspired me. I think High School Musical just speaks so much to our generation because anyone can sing the songs, and we know the characters, and then tonight they're having a reunion with the cast on Disney Channel. I'm just so excited, and it means so much to me because I remember back in my life before I had, like, you know, before there was, you know, I remember when high school seemed far off, and who even knew, like, what was this thing called college? But it was High School Musical. But I think what also really is important to me with High School Musical is just the meaning of, you know, it's friendship, and it's these core 6 friends that went through these years together, and, you know, everyone's returning tonight except Zac Efron. Zac Efron's not returning, but they're all returning to talk about the show, and I really feel a connection because both with my high school years and now my college years, I really feel like I've had a core sense of group of people that you're able to grow together, and you learn, and you get scared about what's the next step and what might it be, but together you make incredible things happen, and you bond, and you go on trips, and you make memories. I'm actually waiting for a phone call from one of my friends to call me because we're trying to plan out spring break. Who understands what it's like planning out spring break? Because this year, you know, we have this week off in March, and we want to do something different instead of just going to the beach. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. I tend to do that. That's what happens in my stories. And, but anyway, just going back and being in the lunchroom where, you know, the best thing that happened all week was that some girl brought cupcakes, and you're sitting there talking to your best friend about High School Musical. And actually, the girl helping me do this, Taylor, when I was 12 years old, I was having a birthday party, and she asked me, "McLean, what do you want for your birthday?" And I told her, "I want the key to Zac Efron's heart." She goes, "Okay, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but you want the key?" I said, "I want the key to Zac Efron's heart." You know, because I had this other friend, and She thought she was going to marry Zac Efron, but obvious Zac Efron would have gone with me, the blonde, compared to she was a brunette, right? I mean, come on now. But, so anyway, so my birthday comes along, and I get the birthday card, and I open it up, and she put a key in there, and she wrote in there, "Here, McLean, here's the key to Zac Efron's heart." And she drew a heart around it. That was Taylor. And I always remember that. And then I remember that year I had a Halloween costume, and I was the future Troy Bolton's wife and Zac Efron's wife, and I had the necklace with the C on it and all the posters. And eventually, long story short, thank God I grew out of it. But I think still for the rest of my life, hope when I have kids, when I'm an old person and looking back, Troy Bolton, Zac Efron, every Christmas since that year, my mom under the Christmas tree would always put to McLean from Zac Efron. And the first year it was a calculator, and the second year it was like sneakers. Third year I think it was like pencils, or they're normally pretty unexciting things. But every single year Zac Efron leaves me a present underneath my Christmas tree. And I mean, I'm just saying, now I'm Mick Pippet. I'm a redneck celebrity. I'm on the radio. I'm in Birmingham. So maybe he's driving through, I don't know, Troy, Montgomery, Alexander City, any of those small towns door, and he's going, who's this Mick Pippet person? I gotta find who she is. So anyway, there you have it. Segment of Stories with Pip, Flash from the Past, my childhood, High School Musical, 10-year reunion. It was quite the start of something new. For the rest of my life, I'll always remember dancing to songs, the sing-along, bopping to the top, breaking free. What time is it? It's summertime. Gotta get your head in the game. All those good classics I'll always carry with me. Hopefully to this video, there's probably some of the tunes in the background, and I hope that maybe you guys are able to relate to me. So, for those listening in, this is Mick Pippet signing off. Thanks for watching Stories with Pip.